Hey everybody, I am back with a video that is very, very near and dear to my heart. I have a new bass. Let's look at it. Alright, so what is it? It is an Aviator. It is a Warbass, and it is gloriously black and pink. Let's take a look what you get when you order an Aviator bass. Alright, this is it. Oh, I bought a new bass. This is my Aviator Warbass, as they call it. In my custom black pink splatter. But that's not the only thing that's awesome. The awesomest thing about it is, yeah, the side dots are pink hearts. So, front, back, and just to lay it in. There we go. On the back, we have a USB port. That is to charge the electronics. The batteries for the electronics on the inside. So, you get your bass in your custom case. A pair of strap locks. A tool. And a certificate that looks like this. So yeah, what do we got? We got a Corina Wenge ebony First, you get a fill out a bunch of stuff, or you talk to Jay at Guitar Summit and you tell him what you want, and he remembers everything because he's perfect as a guitar builder. And yeah, then you get a case, you get a certificate, and you get one of the most amazingly well built and set up instruments in the world. But this is mine, and you cannot have it. Have a look. It is black and pink splatter all over. It is gloriously deep cut. It has the full-on contouring in it, on it. The body is like super contoured. It is neck through wenge or wenge through a Corina body. 3 Nordstrand pickups with a fuck ton of electronics, but we'll get into all of that in just a jiffy. But first, let's hear how it sounds. Just out of the box, tuned up, but, you know, fresh out of the box. Now, this is the first time that I'm plugging this bass in at home. I did play it at Guitar Summit for a bit, but, like, a bit legit means legit means like 25 minutes maybe, because, you know, Guitar Summit, there's so much to see, so much to do, and so little time. Alrighty, there we go. A freshly tuned Aviator Warbass. focus in frame, maybe. Yeah, it sounds killer. So let's dive into the electronics of this thing. First off, this is with flat wound strings on it. The way it came in the box when Jay gave it to me at Guitar Summit. This is the EQ all on flat. First off, electronics. We have master volume with a split. With an active passive pull. So active, passive. Then we have a selector that goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-way selector to select all the different combinations of these pickups. Then we have bass, boost and cut. We have mids, boost and cut. And highs, boost and cut. So yeah, that's the electronics. Now let's hear how it sounds. I am not this. I cannot get over the fact how gorgeous this instrument is. It's look at it. The carve is spectacular. The that little bit of the neck through looking out, and it's just the way it's raised and everything is just spot on. Neither me nor Jay, who built the bass, knows exactly what positions this switches anymore, because there's just a bunch, and if it sounds good, it sounds good, and we'll leave it at that, you know? So this is position all the way to the back. Let's call that 1. Position 2. Three. Four. Five. And the last one, 6. I think I like 4 the best. And 1. Those are just the ones that give me the most wah open sort of sound. Now let's do the same thing with the passive mode. All right, first one. 6. Ah, I love it. This is with flat wounds, but I usually prefer round wounds. Even on my Warwick fretless, I have round wound strings, especially because these are not my preferred brand, as you can tell by the ball ends maybe. These will be swapped out now for a fresh packet of Ernie Ball goodness. And then, yeah, we'll see us after I toss on a set of these bad boys, because these are my strings. It's just, I love them. They sound the way I want the bass to sound. It gives us a nice attack and clarity. And so they're going on this bass as well. For now, this is the bass with flat wounds. Side change of plans. This is the bass down in the Inherit the Ashes tuning, which is B. And below the B, right now we have 2 Bs. But this is a dropped B, so the next string is not E, but F sharp. And I'll now drop the lowest string down as well, which will make it very fucking low. And as you can tell, with these strings and this setup, no chance. It's just not going to happen. But because I'm putting on round wounds in a second, I just wanted to, you know, see how it would handle. And they don't, really. Okay, so now for the audio comparison part of this video. This is the bass with flat wound strings. As you can hear, no noise in position 1. And let's just play a small little groove. It'll go something like. Okay, now these are a set of lovely Ernie Ball round wounds. And let's see what they sound like. Position 1, active mode. All right, let's do all the electronics again, just to see how the sounds have changed with the strings. Position 1, position 2. Three. Four. Five. And the last one. Now, curiously, I didn't care that much for position 6 with the flat wounds, but with the round wounds, I think it sounds fantastic. Position 1. I think I originally liked best because it had the most clarity in it, most high-end sort of information, but I think now with the round rounds it sounds a little anemic almost. Like there's really not a lot of low-end information going on. It might actually just, boost the bass a little bit on this one now. To compensate, but like in reality, I'd probably just go to 6, 5, 4. That I still like a lot, but I think lacks a little bit of mids. Push the mids maybe a bit. And now it sounds relatively close to the position 1 with the flat ones, I think. But I think the new winner for me with round rounds is position 6. It sort of sings, it's very vocal. I don't do a lot of slap at all. In Hair of the Ashes, I don't do any slap at the moment, so... Sounds great at tapping though. Position 1. Sounds sort of hollow, like you're going a little bit. 6, 5, 4. Sounds superb. But again, position 6 is my new favorite with round rounds, which is easy enough because that's with all of the EQ flat, like in the middle. So no cuts, no boosts, just a very good sound that I'm really happy with. Now, I do play with a little bit of distortion live, and it'll probably change a little bit for the band context. But as for now, just for the first look, this is what I like the bass to sound like. This is. The eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed I am missing a string as opposed to all of my other basses that are 6 strings. This is a 5 string. And that is because this bass has history. And this history is what brought me to this bass. Because last year at the Aviator booth, I was hanging around with the guys and the girls, as I do every year at Guitar Summit. And it's like, dudes, this is the first year you have like 4 basses with you. Let me just, try a couple of basses. I really liked the bass necks. Like, they were spectacular. Like, I shit you not, the best necks in the industry. It is ungodly how good this neck feels. It's go to Guitar Summit or next year's Euroblast or Radar or wherever you find an Aviator, or if you're ever in Prague, hit up Jay at Aviator Guitars and try one out for yourself. It is that good. It is just insane how good the neck on this bass is. It's just, to me, it's perfect. And after, I was like, all right, it's day 3 now. Dudes, you know what? Do you make fretless basses? I'm really getting into the fretless thing. As you guys know, that last year I transitioned from a fretted bass to a fretless bass because Inherit sort of called for one song that has a bass solo in it that you still haven't heard yet, unless you've seen us live, because it's a very dramatic sort of bass solo that starts off with. And then it just goes on with like noodly parts. This is not even the right tune. Sort of the vibe, but it starts off with these like really long, slidey, bendy notes, and it's like, this would be perfect for a fretless bass. I think let's go and try one out and see if it's actually the case that I really like it on there, and if so, I'll have to get a fretless bass. Yeah, fell in love with the fretless thing, and then 3 weeks or 4 weeks later at Guitar Summit, I was like, Jay, do you guys build fretless basses? And he was like, I do. As a matter of fact, we are just building this bass, but in like neck through Wenge construction, and all very, very pink body for someone else. But it's a 5 string, and I'm like, ooh, that is sick though. Like, I really like the headstock design. It was like, I always loved the Warbird sort of body shape, even on the guitars. It's just, yeah, it's sort of jazz bassy, but with a telly influence, if that makes sense. It's very weird. It's a super unique sort of shape that I really dig, and I absolutely love. The horn up here, the bow isn't all that big, so that you can still hog up to it. This is the where the 12th fret would be, so like the octave is here, like right there, and then there's like one hand up which is very comfortable to reach the very top of the fingerboard here, even with the thumb on top, which is like not a very good hand position for your arm to be in. So you have your hand behind the fingerboard usually, and it's neatly and very nicely carved away here so that your thumb just rides down this ridge. It's all very ergonomic while playing. It's super comfortable to play. If you're at a show, and you're interested in aviator basses, you're very welcome to just ask about this, and you'll have play it, because Jay's a fantastic person and he builds fantastic instruments, and I think he deserves to sell more of them. To be frank, so yeah, I was on the story of this bass, so he's like, I have a second one of those because we fucked up. Somehow the mouse cursor on the CNC machine got caught and it bored a hole like right here, all the way like on the back all the way through the bass. And he's like, and I was like, damn, that is terrible. What are you gonna do with it? That's a very expensive piece of scrap wood. And he's like, well, we're probably not going to scrap it. We're trying to see if it can be fixed and plugged and salvaged, and then but we'll have to gloss paint it or something, and then it will never be like a full true master built instrument, even though this is a master built instrument, and the OG design of this is a master built instrument. So sort of debating whether or not it's a loss or not, and I'm like, I'll take it. And I didn't even think really. It's like, but I love the shape, I love the ergonomics of it, by the looks of it, and then we settled on the Nordstrands and the electronics and pretty much everything else, and obviously the finish is all mine. Because it's just gorgeous. Yeah, I'll put some photos of the milling accident on screen. It's hard to watch, so please, viewers with small children, avoid, just gaze away. But yeah, that's how I ended up getting this bass, and then a couple of weeks ago, Jay's like, it's done. And I'm like, cool. Let's meet up at Guitar Summit again. It is unreal how good this instrument feels. I really cannot express how good this instrument feels. Like, I cannot tell you how nice this plays. It is insanely well playing. And yeah, so now let's change up the tuning to inherit tuning, and then we'll see how this thing sounds in its final shape and form. All right, now this is the final product. This is the Love and Warbass, pink splatter and down tuned all the way to F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, B, F sharp, B, and an E at the top. And that's it. That is the Inherit the Ashes tuning on the 5-string. It is low. But I love it. I love the way it sounds with the tuning. It is insanely good. And now let's, for the last time in this video, check through all of the positions in the pickup selector to see how it sounds. And we'll check it with the In the Realms of Fire riff because it's super simple. Right, I think that's even more anemic than it was before in center tuning, because now this bass needs low end to actually translate any of the notes. And this is just high-end attack, position 2. Now, position 2 wasn't anything special before, but now I think for solo runs, I might switch to this. This is dope. 3 was, I think, all 3 together because it's the loudest one. Well, that's full and fat. Before I think it was too loud, but now that I had to raise the action quite a bit to accommodate this very low and flubby F sharp string, and because it's pretty flubby, I had to lower the pickups quite a bit so that it didn't do this thing whenever you hit like a fast gallop, and that middle stroke is just a bit harder than usual. Yeah, so it doesn't do the magnet pull thing. But now I think this position sounds really good. Before I think it was just overkill. Maybe because the pickups were too close to the strings, but now that is dope. Yeah, I like this. Position 4, that was my favorite out of the one on the flat wounds in standard tuning, so. And I think this is the one that's closest to the album, or the recorded sound we have on all of the records so far. That is to say, sounds like my Warwick sounds, basically. Position 5. I think depending on the mix, this will translate really nicely. It's very clear. The low end is pretty tight, but I think it's also not there enough, so let's boost the bass just a tad. Don't know. Position 6. This is definitely the fattest sound, and as you might remember, this is also my favorite sound of the bunch for the standard tuning round wound variation. So I think it still holds up. This is the best sound out of all of them, with EQs flat, that is. Alrighty, so you tell me, which one did you like the best, position-wise, 1 through 6, and do you prefer flat wounds or round wounds? Yeah, thanks. I love this bass. Thanks, Jay. Thanks, Aviator. Go buy yourselves an Aviator bass or guitar. Bye. See you next time.